Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. I'm DJ Unification, also known as Double Dragon 912. And today, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I got another top 20 for you guys and girls. Wow. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do my top 20 favorite romantic anime remastered edition. You know, they do remastered edition all the time on video games. I'm going to do my remastered top 10 of all time. Wow. 2025 edition, ladies and gentlemen. When I first made it, I did about 14, ladies and gentlemen. I've had the chance, the pleasure of watching some more and more animes, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I watch all type of animes. If you did not know, ladies and gentlemen, I watch action, isekai, shonen, all type of animes. There's certain animes I won't watch. We'll get into that in a little bit. But there's been a lot of good romantic animes out there that I left off on the list. You probably see a lot of these that I did talk about last time, but this is the updated version. Since 2025, these are the ones I watched and narrowed down, and they have better endings than a lot of my animes. My romantic anime ain't gonna have no sad endings, I'll say that much. No sad endings in these animes. These are good, wholesome animes, and I will tell you where you can go watch them at, and they are great romantic animes, and these ones that no matter, fellas, nothing wrong with being a single man and watch romantic animes. Put it like this: when you are romanticist, you know, hopefully when you do meet that wife or yours that you're trying to find, I'm trying to find mine too. She would like the romantic stuff you want to do for her. They'll teach you some things, ladies, my fellas. And you know, ladies, ain't nothing wrong with, you know, I know y'all like romance stuff, but this is for couples and, you know, single people too. Just because you're single don't mean you can't watch and learn more and more about romance. But I'm a sucker for romantic anime. I'm a romanticist at heart. I can't help it. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into this. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 20 on my top 20 favorite romantic anime of all time, remastered edition, has to be Please Teacher. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Please Teacher, I just watched on Crunchyroll. Now, this was about a dude, he's living the dream. You know, like, you know how they say in these different YouTubers be talking about different things. So, it could have been me, though. Listen, the guy, the main character in this anime, he's supposedly supposed to be 15 years old, but actually he's 18 years old because he has a disease called sleep syndrome, where he'll just in the middle of something happening, he'll just stop and fall asleep and he can't wake up. And what happened to him, he was I think he was about to go to high school, and he ended up getting that disease that he gets called sleep syndrome, some type of disease where he stayed asleep for 3 years. So, but when he stayed asleep for 3 years, although everybody else's ages, you know, they you know, they see the age in their features, he still say the same. He looks like a 15-year-old, but in actuality, he's 18 years old because he's been asleep for 3 years. But like I said, when he in that little disease, he don't age. So what happened to him was he was out there in the field. Next thing you know, he meets an alien woman, and she's much older than him. But what happened is, spoiler, they hit it off and they fall in love. Next thing you know, they fall in love. But you know, I know y'all probably think, man, that's a teacher, that's a student. No. Like I said, he's 18 years old. He's of age. He fall in love with his teacher, but the whole time when he falls in love with his teacher, he got to kind of keep it on the wraps. You know what I'm saying? He got to keep it on the wraps, and people don't know that he's falling in love with his teacher. But it's a good romantic anime. Got a happy ending, although you know there's like a love triangle going on there, but she ended up being happy too toward the end though. Everybody ended up being happy, except maybe the old girl. But it had a happy ending, ladies, and we're going to like the whole dynamic between the teacher and the student and how they try to keep their relationship on the hush-hush. But it's a good, feel-good romantic anime. Ain't got none of that agenda crap going on in this anime. It's a good anime. I enjoyed it. People kept telling me to watch it because I shout out to the YouTubers out there. They were saying, yeah, Double Dragon. They weren't saying this to me personally, but they were saying, yeah, this is a good one, Please Teacher. It's kind of old anime, got that older art style, you know, for some of you that actually care about that. I ain't care. Let me tell y'all something about me, Double Dragon 912. I don't care what the art style is. As long as I know it's an anime, it ain't got to be all that fancy, smashy art style. Just as long as it's an anime and your story good. That's the meat of the thing. You gotta have a good story for me to watch it. I don't care what the art style of the anime look like. Give me a good story. How about this? Out of 100% of an anime art style I look for in an anime, I give it 1%. Everything else, you gotta have that story. If you ain't got a good story, I'm not gonna watch it. Period. I don't care how it look. But let me just say that. But yeah, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, please, teacher, good anime, a good romantic anime, happy ending, has happy ending. Except most of mine do. You want to watch it, ladies and watch it on Crunchyroll. Kind of older anime, but it's pretty good. Moving right along. Coming in at number 20 is Please Teacher. Moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 19, this is a very unique one. It has to be Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it. Wow. Now, this one is crazy. I was looking at this on one of YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. I don't know y'all actual name, but if I knew y'all name, I would tell who actually did it, but I don't know their name, so I just say YouTubers. This one's about this co-workers. The dude and the guy. The girl one day sits up in her seat and said, I think I might be in love with you. And she was like, what? How do you know if you're in love with somebody? So they what they call science type. I'll say this much. For you science geek and nerd that all into those formulas and expos and all that stuff, y'all would love this because they really, really do stick to the science. Don't get me wrong, I'm a nerd myself. I'm into all that anime and all that stuff, but I ain't that deep nerdy. They get the formulas, potions and all that stuff. They get deep in the science part. That part I won't time fast forward through, but this time they're trying to prove to each other if you can actually fall in love with each other. They don't know. She just been co-working with him for a while. She just said it, yeah, I'm in love with you. And then they basically try to prove that they in love with each other. This is hilarious how they go back and forth. Warning. Let me tell you, they do try to push an agenda in this. I know, like I said in my last video, y'all wonder why I try to tell you about these things, because y'all need to be warned. I try to warn you, but besides them pushing the agenda, it's a good anime, but let me tell you what the agenda they try to push. They got one of the characters in there, she ended up kissing the main female character in there, and then she just talked it out to her, well, Westerners kiss each other all the time. No. Let me explain to you. There's differences in kisses. Now, I understand two women, you kiss like a brother, sister, one kiss on the forehead or kiss on the side of the cheek or hug each other. That's fine. That's just friendly affection. But when a woman kisses another woman in the mouth, that's that Yuri stuff. That's lesbianism. We don't need all that in straight romantic anime. No people y'all probably sitting down in the comment saying, no, Double Drag, you just bashing. No, I'm not bashing. I'm a straight man. I don't like all that in my anime. Now, there's a genre for that. No offense to my lesbian and homosexual brothers and sisters out there. To each his own. We all have sin and come short of his glory. Myself included. I be having to repent about stuff I do all the time to my good Lord Jesus Christ. That's neither here nor there. I'm not going to preach to y'all about that. But there's a genre for that. You got Yuri genre and you got boy love, they call it. You got a genre for that. Don't try to force it into my romantic anime. That jump pisses me off. They've been doing that crap ever since, 2009. They started doing that, forcing that stuff down our throat. We don't want to see that. Leave that over there. Leave it over there in the genre for it. They got a Yuri anime section and they got a boy love section. To each his own. Like I said, I'm not judging. I got my sins just like the next man or woman. Don't try to force that into the anime. Leave that alone. Besides that, trying to push the agenda, what I just said, I just explained it to you guys. That one episode, well, more than one episode, one or two episodes, they try to push that agenda down people's throat. Because they try to push the girl scene, and they try to push the boy love scene in there, which was unnecessary. They had to put all that crap in there, but they tried it. But despite all that, if I'm telling you all that and that still makes the number 19 on the list, it's a good anime, ladies, because it shows a very unique way of how they try to find love with each other. And the whole time they're trying to prove that there's certain formulas that they got to go through to fall in love. They don't realize love is love. When they hit you and you just love somebody, ain't no science to it. But it makes sense for those two because their relationship like that, because they both into they science geeks. And that's how they communicate with one another, through signs. But if you're a science geek and like all type of science stuff, but you like a romance twist to it, it's a very unique drama. That's why I liked it so much. Had a happy ending. Kind of left it open, but had a happy ending, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't nobody do nothing crazy, but it had a happy ending. Other than that agenda crap in there, about 2 or 3 episodes, it was pretty good. I can't complain about it. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 19 has to be Science Fell in Love. So I tried to prove it. Number 19. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this party rolling. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 18 has to be Homori. Horimiya. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this was about plain old dude. They actually tried to push an agenda with this one, too. The dad and the main character. They just one. They had to try to do a little bath scene with them two in the bath together. They could have left that out. But other than that, this is a good romantic anime. You can watch this one just like you can watch the past two on Crunchyroll. This one about a guy that, he keeps to himself, just like his tattoos. He's basically like a grunge kid. He keeps to himself, and he ends up meeting the popular girl that's, she's just like a tomboy. She's tough, she'll fight, and they end up hitting it off. They end up being friends together. They end up coming over. He come over her house all the time and take care of her little brother, and they end up, kicking it off, and it's tight. And what I like about this one, ladies and gentlemen, they don't wait too long for them two to get together. You know how most anime take a long time for them to get together. By the 5th or 6th episode, they get together. He confesses to her. He said, "Yeah, Homor, I'm in love with you." And she didn't know what to do, but they eventually get together. Happy ending. It almost didn't make this list because they did something that I didn't like in there. Like I said, to try to push the agenda a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as Science Fell in Love. And this real picky. That's just me. I like chicks with long hair. And Homori, the main female chick, she had long hair, but when they did like a part 2, I think they did a season 2 on it. It's like when they added on some events that happened to the first season, which I really don't count. I don't even count it as canon. They had it with them two cut their hair, and I'm not a fan of chicks cutting their hair. I like women with long hair. That's just me. That's just my personal gripe. But other than that, ladies, it was a good anime. Her and old girl, him and old girl fall in love with each other. And you're going to like the way she like being talked down to. He like, "Come on, you B." It's funny. It's got the comedy. It got the good, feel-good romantic moments. Another thing I didn't like about that, besides the agenda they trying to push, I need to do reviews on these animes too, which I'm gonna do. Eventually, I'm gonna try to do a review on all my top 20s. That's a goal of mine. The only thing I didn't like was the agenda they tried to push, the BL stuff, and they didn't never let. I ain't gonna spoil it. I'll let y'all find that out for yourselves. I don't want to spoil too much of it. But other than that, ladies, it was a good, feel-good high school romance. I liked it. They didn't waste all year long for them two to get together. They didn't wait till the last episode for them to get together. They got together midway through the anime. Good writing, good pacing, hilarious moments, funny moments, funny, comedy, and your romance. I liked it. So, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number, what we got? Number 18 has to be Horimiya. Good anime. Watch it on Crunchyroll. Moving right along. Moving right along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this party rolling. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 17 has to be Relife. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Relife, I watched this. I know this one is real good because I watched it actually before they did the English dub. I didn't even watch the English dub. Now, if you did not know, ladies and gentlemen, nowadays I like to watch, before I watch anime, I just wait till they get an English dub of the whole anime, then I'll watch it. But I don't even watch animes with subtitles. It's got to be a real good anime for me to watch animes with subtitles. Like Redo of Healer, that was real good. I didn't mind watching it with subtitles, but that's neither here nor there. This one I first watched when it had subtitles, didn't have an English version. This one's about a guy about in his 30s, down on his luck, and he couldn't get a job. His family finna get ready to cut him off. Next thing you know, this guy came out of the blue and said, "Hey, you want to make some money?" He said, "Yeah, I want to make some money." He said, "Try this drug, and it's gonna make you look like you're in your teens again." And the kick is you got to go back to high school, but you can't fall in love with none of the chicks there. And he like, okay, wow, imagine, you get a second chance in life. You in your 30s and you get a drug that make you look like you a teenager, but you go back to this high school and you can't fall in love with anybody. So next thing you know, he gets re-life. He get, like I said, re-life. Go back to high school and he meets all these different chicks and everything. But the kicker is he can't fall in love with none of them. Despite him can't fall in love with none of them, he actually finds his soulmate through this whole thing. That's where I'm gonna leave it at. I ain't gonna spoil no more of it. Just make sure you watch it on Crunchyroll. When you watch Relife, watch the regular series, but make sure you watch the 4-episode, I think it's either 2 or 3 or 4 episode OVA after that. Because it's 4 episodes they do, and not a complete season, they do that and it wraps up everything. I know you're gonna be like, man, you're gonna be watching 12 and 13 episodes. You're like, man, what happened to? Did they ever blah blah blah? Yeah. When you watch the the anime, watch the 12 or 13 episode anime, but make sure you watch the 4. It's a continuation of it, like 4 extra episodes that clears up everything and wraps everything up into a tight knot, and it's tight. I like it. Like I said, this makes this list because I watched it with subtitles. It's got to be good for me to watch it with subtitles, because this is before I started watching anime when it's English dub. But it's a great anime. You're gonna like how his whole dynamic when you go back to high school, and kind of helps people, and good romantic anime. I love it. And why it makes number 17 on this list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 17 on this list on my top 20 favorite romance anime of all time. Remastered has to be Relife. Moving right along. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 16 has to be My First Girlfriend's a Gal. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, My First Girlfriend's a Gal. I first watched it a while back. Man, this was forever in the day. One of my first romantic animes I watched. And this one got some ichi moments in it, ladies and gentlemen. Want to watch this? It's on Crunchyroll. The Crunchyroll got the cut version. For some reason, Crunchyroll don't like panty shots, so they edited out the panty shots. But I watched the uncut version. But this anime is pretty good. The main character on there, he gets dared by his friends to ask the hottest girl in school out on a date, and he asked her out on a date, and his friends did it to make fun of him. They thought he was gonna get rejected. But he ended up not getting rejected. The girl said, yeah, cool, I'll go out with you, boyfriend. And next thing you know, them two going together. And he got all type of, when he started going with this woman, man, he get problems. It's like when you finally find the one, problems on top of problems came to this man. Like, his friends didn't want to talk to him no more, so-called friends. And then his childhood best friend he grew up with, she basically confessed her love to him. Then the narcissistic girl, this is why I first learned about narcissistic women. She liked him. You find out that she liked him. Then next thing you know, you find out that who else? The girl he going with, his girlfriend, her so-called best friend is in love with her. Yeah, there's some eerie moments going on in this anime, unfortunately. And yeah. And he get all type of problems in this anime. It's a good romantic anime. It ain't that long. It ain't but 11 episodes. It had actually had a happy ending for a change. Like I said, most of the animes I'm talking about in this thing, it's gonna have a happy ending, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't gonna leave y'all with no messed up ending. I'm not gonna do that. This one has a happy ending. And my only gripe with this one, besides them trying to push the agenda with the gay female friend, is she good for him, but I couldn't go with her because she ain't loyal. Spoiler, there's one episode when she sees a dude she used to hang out with. Instead of introducing him to her, her whole friend, she just forgot about him completely. It took the old friend asking her who he is for her to speak up about him. And she entertained that dude. Let me tell you something about me with a woman. I don't respect no woman that, if we together, you shouldn't be entertaining no other type of dude or nobody else for that matter. She entertained the dude and just Then she's gonna use this excuse. Well, you don't trust me. You don't trust me. No, ain't about him not trusting you. I understand he's supposed to trust you, but at the same time, acknowledge that man. You first thing you should have said, but when that dude came up there and started talking, you should have said, "Hey, yeah, this is my boyfriend." You should at least acknowledge the man. She didn't even acknowledge the man. But that's just my only gripe with her. She's not a girl I would try to wife it up, put it like that. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good romantic anime. Had a happy ending, and it's good. Ain't but a good 11 episodes. I think maybe 12 episodes. Yeah, watch it on Crunchyroll. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 16 has to be My First Girlfriend's a Gal. It gets so high up on this list because it's been a while since I actually watched this anime. So yeah, moving right along. Moving right along. Let's see what we got next. I'll try this, hold the mic in my hand. Let's see. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to one of the YouTubers that talked about this on his anime list. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 15 has to be The Duke of Death and His Maid. Wow. Now this one, ladies and gentlemen, this was kind of like a slow burn. But it gets to the point. This is a messed up anime, romance anime, but it has a happy ending. Main character, ladies, if he gets cursed, well, basically anybody that he touched, anything he touched will burn and wither away. It will die. But through all that, ladies and gentlemen, his maid, she stuck with him. Although she can't touch him, she teased him all the time, saying, I don't mind you touching me, whatever. But he's so shy around her, he don't want to touch her because if he touch her, she would die. This woman, despite the fact that they can't touch each other, get intimate with each other, she stuck around him. She stuck with him. She stuck through hard times and everything. She stuck with him. Even though they couldn't touch each other, she still loved him from him. And not only that, them two, they got together, had a happy ending, I'll just say that much. And the other girl and they got together. Yeah, happy endings all around, ladies and gentlemen. I got to give this anime credit. It had a happy ending, and the maid that he ended up getting with in anime, like I said the Duke, what is the name of the anime? The Duke of Death and His Maid. She wifey material. You put a ring on there. Any woman that'll stick around you, even though you cursed and you can't touch her, and she still stick around you and be faithful and loyal to you, that's wifey material. That's why it makes number 15 on this list, because that one you take home the mama right there. And I gotta give this woman credit. She faithful, she loyal to him. That's why I make number 15 on this list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 15 has to be The Duke of Death and His Maid. Moving right along. Moving right along. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep this part of roll, ladies. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 14 has to be Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Nagatoro. Don't toy with me, Miss Nagatoro. Just imagine the main character here. He a nerd, shut in. He just like to do his art. He don't like to bother nobody. He like to do his art. Next thing you know, he is watch Miss Nagatoro, and she always bothering and teasing this man. Now, it's wrong the way she do this, man. But at the same time, by her doing this gets him out of his shell. Because he timid, he's shy. He don't want to bother nobody. He just like to stick to himself and, just draw his art. But watch Nagatoro in his life, and next thing you know, he gets out of his shell. Next thing you know, they start having a relationship together. She try to front like she don't like him, but at the same time she knows she like him. She always call him senpai. You a perv. She called him a senpai, which he is. They senpai. Senpai means somebody older than you. And I like their whole relationship, and it ended pretty good. I wish they would do a season 3 because I want to see what actually happened to them later on. But you read the manga, everything turned out real good. I ain't have to read the manga. I just did my synopsis and did my history, and they said it ended up having a happy ending. But them two, they made for each other. She take him through it. But it took her being that way, teasing him all the time, for him to get out of his shell, because he don't like to be bothered nobody. He's timid. But when he meets Nagatoro, main character in this anime, she a tomboy. She sit up there and tease him all the time. But by her teasing him, that gets him out of his shell, and I respect that. They work together. Great anime. watch it on Crunchyroll. Duke of Death, you watch it on Crunchyroll too. Good anime. That's why it makes romantic anime makes number 14 on this list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 14 on this list has to be Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Moving right along. Moving right along. Say I... Oh, I'm gonna let y'all see me. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 13 has to be Say I Love You. Wow. Now this one, ladies and gentlemen, I just recently watched this. Shout out to Amazon Prime. You can watch this one on Amazon Prime. I watched it. I was like, okay, this one's kind of different. This girl, basically, they did her wrong back in the day. They blamed her for something that she didn't do, and she basically standoffish to people. Standoffish to people the whole time. But it took this one guy getting her out of her shell. Basically, spoiler. The main chick in this one is from the female perspective. She gets this stalker that keeps stalking her the whole time. So it took the main guy, popular guy in school. He went. She calls him, and he goes to the convenience store where she at and follows her home. And then he kisses her in front of the stalker. That what got the stalker to leave her alone. But that was her first kiss. He didn't know. He just trying to help. He said, I kiss you like that because one, I love you and I'm trying to help you with this dude. And when he kissed her like that, basically it started off their whole romance. And it's a good romantic anime, ladies and gentlemen. When you watch it, you can be like, oh, there's gonna be some doubts there. You can be like, oh, are they really gonna get together? But why this makes number 13 on this list, ladies and gentlemen? Late entry. I just now watched this one because I like how this girl shut that junk down. She did this too, but let me talk about this. Then I go back to the other one I was talking about. Let me tell you what she did. The dude that was her boyfriend's so-called friend, he went up to her, waited till the boyfriend left, and tried to hit on her. Literally tried to hit on her, gave her his number and everything, said, call me whenever you want to get serious. Next thing you know, let me tell you what you do. This is a good woman, fellas. You love to have a woman like this in your corner. Well, she said, she deleted his number out of her phone and said, no, I will not be talking to you. We can't be friends. Bye. Walked off, stormed off on his A. I loved it. I said, that's my type of woman right there. Because she did that, she get one of the females of the year. I love when a woman like that. She didn't entertain a dude. When he tried to hit on her on the sly, he shut that junk down. Now, when he shut that down, he realized her boyfriend came back to the table, realized that she was gone, and he beat his A. He beat the dude. They said, you ain't no friend of mine. You just tried to hit on my girl. And much respect to her. Much respect to that girl right there. Also, while I'm talking about that, on Science, that Science anime I was just telling y'all about, the main female chick in that one, this dude, obviously a scumbag, he tried to hit on her, and them two weren't even technically going together. She shut his A down. Let me tell you what she did. She did like this, spoiler. She said, no, I don't want to go talk to you right now. I got stuff to do. She shut him down 3 and 4 times. He kept trying to talk to her. And he said, well, since you don't get no, he said she broke it down. She pulled out her laptop and everything and broke it down how she shut him down. That's a good woman right there. That's why I like that animation. But her and this chick on Say I Love You, they die hard because they didn't entertain the men. They shut them down. They did it in a nice way. They didn't be mean with it. They did it in a nice way. Said, no, I don't want to talk to you like that. I got a boyfriend. Move on. And then the other chick from the Science anime about the I Fell in Love with Science, she wasn't even technically going with the dude, but she still shut the dude down. She said, no, I don't want to talk to you. We ain't going together yet, but I don't want to talk to you. Bam. Dude didn't get the point, but you're going to like what she did to it, though. It's tight. I got to give them two girls credit. That's why they made this list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, not 14, I'm tripping. Number 13 has to be Say I Love You. Moving right along. Moving right along. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 12 has to be The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. Wow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the name of the anime. This is a cute middle school anime about the main dude in there. He likes this girl that she always forgets her glasses, but because she forgets her glasses every day, he has to constantly sit by, let let him share her book and read what's on the board for her. And it basically, because she forgets her glasses all the time, that brings them closer and closer together. It's a good childhood, middle school romantic anime. I like it. Had a happy ending. Basically, toward the end, well, I ain't gonna spoil that, but I like the ending. Good childhood. Sometimes there's some good childhood romances out there. Don't get me wrong. Romance can be found at any age. I'm a believer in romance. Romance can be found at any age. And these two basically found each other in elementary school / middle school. And I truly believe those two was going to get together. And I like it. And I got to like it, ladies and gentlemen. It makes this list because, yeah, don't get me wrong. I like my English dub. This one ain't even English dub. It's in Japanese. I had to read subtitles, but I liked it so much I read subtitles and watched it. It's on Crunchyroll. Y'all want to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Good anime. None of that gender crap going on in this anime. None of that going on at all. In the past few animes, there haven't been none of that going on. Only the last one that all of the gender crap was going on in that science anime, but it's still, that's why it's so low on the list. But coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 12 is The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this party rolling. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 11 has to be Galaxy Next Door. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Galaxy Next Door, this one didn't, what I like about this one is it didn't do the will he or won't he. They basically two adults and they got together toward the first and second episode. Basically, he finds his soulmate. He finds out that his soulmate is from, well, I don't want to spoil that part. It's unique how they get together. Let's just say that much. They get together. Love at first sight. Him, his two siblings, and they like her, and she wifey material. She's an artist just like he is, and you're gonna like their whole romantic relationship and how he try to get along with their folks. It's a good anime, ladies and gentlemen. Had a happy ending. No complaints with this anime. Feel good anime. Love it. That's why it makes number 11 on this list. Watch it on Crunchyroll. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 11 has to be Galaxy Next Door. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at number 10, at the halfway point, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys and girls for sticking with me for so long. Stick with me for so long. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 10 has to be My Love Story. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good one. You ever like animes where you see the main character has a good homeboy as his friend, like a ride or die homeboy? This is one of those animes. Ride or die homeboy. Yes, I like this anime because of that. And you're gonna like, if you're a heavy set dude that's got a little weight on you, this gives us hope, ladies and gentlemen. Gives us hope. And my only gripe about this one, I'm gonna tell y'all my gripes, is they try to push an agenda, boy love. They try to push it between the main character and his homeboy. That didn't even have to be in there. They try to force it in there. Other than that, you get past it. It's pretty good. Basically, let me tell you about this anime. Main character, kind of heavy set. Him and his homeboy have been friends because they're next door neighbor, been friends all their life. And he's so used to every time they get to try to talk to a girl, the girls always run to his best friend. His best friend is like a handsome dude. He can get any woman that he want, but he really don't. He ain't studying. He always reading his books. He ain't studying all that. But he always shut him down anyway. But he's so used to every girl coming up to, instead of coming up to him, they come up to his friends, to his best friend. And this time, he meets this girl on the train, and the girl on the train is basically about to be assaulted by this dude. He's trying to fill up her skirt and everything. But right when he saw him do that, the main big heavyset dude knocked him out and told the police officer. And next thing you know, that's how them two, love at first sight. But there's a twist in there. I ain't gonna tell you the twist. Just watch more of the anime. It's a good, feel-good anime. My Love Story. It gives you hope for, if you're a heavy-set dude like me, got a little weight on you, this gives you hope for it because she's so adorable. And this chick, spoiler, gotta give her credit. She shut that junk down too. Now, don't get me wrong. She wasn't really entertaining the dude. The dude that was trying to holler at her, she just being a helpful chick. That's the devil though. When you get together with your woman, the devil try to send something there to try to break y'all up. But what happened was, spoiler, this dude tried to hit on main character, the woman, and the dude was into baking cakes and everything. She loved baking cakes. She a baker. She loved baking cakes. And the dude, you know, he was up there getting her to teach him how to, you know, help him with baking cakes. And then next thing you know, he popped the question and said, yeah, I'm going to take you away from your boyfriend. And the girl said, no, I'll help you out any type of way that you want with your cakes and everything. But I love Takeo. I will never leave him. I love him. Bam! That's my type of woman right there, ladies and gentlemen. She shut that junk down. When he tried to holler at her, she didn't entertain him. She shut it down. You know, you make her say she was entertaining him with the cake thing. No, she was just being helpful. Ain't nothing wrong with being helpful. She a good person, got a good heart. She was helping him. But the minute he tried to holler at her, she shut that junk down in his place. That's my type of woman. Fellas, when you do get with your woman, that's one thing about me. When I do get with my wife, wherever she is out there, I'm still praying for her. I ain't gave up. I won't entertain any type of women like that. You know, we be friends, talk, whatever, co-work, whatever. But I won't, when it comes to entertaining you, nope. All my entertainment belongs to my wife. And fellas, if you see your wife, she's only entertain you. That's just my preference to you. Some dudes may like that, but me personally, a woman that won't entertain nobody else like that but you, that's a good woman. And she shut it down. Time that dude tried to holler at her, she shut it down. She said, no, I'll help you in any type of way I can, but I love Takeo. That's a keeper right there. Put a ring on that one quickly. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 10 has to be My Love Story. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 9 has to be Golden Time. Wow. Now, Golden Time, ladies and gentlemen, this one is kind of unique. The main character on this anime, Bunry Tada, I think that's his name. He got into an accident that made him have amnesia real bad. And the main girl, one of the girls in the anime, he was about to, you know, confess his love. He did confess his love to her, and she's supposed to come and meet him somewhere and tell her answer, tell her his answer, and they never got a chance to meet each other, and it's all crazy. But he forgets his memory, and it's a whole thing about, you know, when he gets to Japan, Tokyo, Japan, he meets basically the finest girl there. I forgot the girl name, Miss Tada, I think that's her name. They love story. You're gonna be like, the whole time you be like, oh, are they really going to get together? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. This one has a happy ending. I told y'all, all my animes that I put on here have happy endings. I ain't going to give y'all no sad endings, but this one has a happy ending. Let me see. Has a happy ending. Those two do get together at the end, but they go through some things. But this one's so tight because he loses his memory. And he loses his memory a lot. But the girl, she couldn't deal with that. But just watch the anime, ladies. You can watch this one on HIDive. HIDive. It's on HIDive. You can watch it. It's called Golden Time. Basically, main character confesses his love to his childhood best friend, and you know, she leave him in the dust, talk about him behind his back, and then when she see him again, she want him. One of those type of animes, but it has a happy ending, ladies and gentlemen. Good. It's kind of like a grown anime too, because I think they in college. They ain't in high school. They in college. It's a college love affair. Good happy ending. I liked it. Bunry Tada and I forgot the girl name, but them two, you're gonna like their whole romance anime. Don't worry, it's got a happy ending. Just stick with it. 24 episode, kind of a slow burn, but stick with it. It does have a happy ending. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 9 has to be Golden Time. Moving right along. Moving right along.
Wow, so pretty. My name is Teresa Wagner.
It's just me.
I've always dreamed of visiting Japan. I believe this is just the beginning.
What we got next? We're all friends here. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 8 has to be Tada Never Falls in Love. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I first watched this anime, it was on HIDive. I don't know if it's on HIDive anymore. It's been a while since I watched it. But Tada Never Falls in Love about his foreign exchange student. I think she's from somewhere Germany or Russia. I think it's Germany. Forgive me, my overseas brothers and sisters. I'm sorry if I get y'all countries confused. She's from over there and she visits Japan. And she meets this other guy, the main guy, main male protagonist in this story. It says it's about him. His name is Tyler. He don't never fall in love no more because he lost both his parents to a car accident. Of course, that locks off his heart, and he don't want to fall in love with nobody. But he meets this girl, the foreign exchange student. They meet. How they meet is she gets lost, and he has to basically help her get to her friend. And you're going to like this Rainbow Samurai for everybody. You're going to like that little part in there. Their whole relationship. It's a short anime. 13 episodes. Pretty good. Had a happy ending. I told y'all, I don't do sad endings in my anime. That's why it makes number 8 on this list. My only gripe with this one, I don't think this one trying to push no agenda. No agenda pushing it, this one. My gripe with this anime is that, what's my gripe with this anime? Yeah, they never did let the side characters get together. You know, that's something that they don't do in anime. Sometimes they focus on the main characters, which is good. But I think they should let the side characters get together more. But they never did let the side characters get together. Other than that, great anime, good 13 episodes. Don't stay as welcome too long. Overstay as welcome, and it has a happy ending. I enjoyed it. About a foreign exchange student falling in love with a Japanese man. Good anime. I enjoyed it. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 8 has to be Tyler Never Falls in Love. Let's keep moving. Moving right along. Moving right along. Let's see what we got next. Okay, yeah. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 7 has to be Vermeil and Gold. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this one, if you are a Harry Potter fan, shout out to all my Harry Potter fans. You know what I'm trying to say. Shout out to all my Harry Potter fans out there. If you are a Harry Potter fan, you will love this anime. Let me tell you why. This is Harry Potter in an anime. Basically, the main character, he's in a magic school, and he's the only character that can't really summon nothing. His powers weak, can't really summon nothing. But next thing you know, they teaching him how to summon Familiar, and he summons Vermeil, and she actually an old demon. Yes, she's a demon, but look past all that. She an age-old demon, and he summons her, and next thing you know, she's his Familiar. They fall in love, and she stays around. When she kisses him, she drains some of his life force, but demon girl, and they fall in love with each other, and she'll do anything to protect him, and he'll do anything to protect her. Good 12 episode arc. I enjoyed it. Especially when they do her backstory and everything, how they get together, and then you got the childhood best friend there, she involved, and it's a good anime, legend. You can watch it right now. I think it's on HIDive. It's a good anime, legend. Feel good anime. Happy ending. Like I said, I don't do bad endings or sad endings on my top 10. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's why it makes number 7 on this list. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 7 has to be Vermeil and Gold. Moving right along. Moving right along.
そして強大な力を持つあなた様を我が主と定め、この命を捧げてこたびのご恩に報いましょう。
ちょっと待ってよ。別にそこまでしてくれ。
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we round this thing down. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 6 has to be Chilling in Another World with My Cheap Level 2 Magic Powers. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Chilling in Another World with Cheap Level 2 Powers or whatever. Just type in Chilling in Another World, it'll pop up. It's about a guy that was from another world. He's getting isekai. It's isekai, actually. Isekai to another world. And, the kingdom, because he didn't have no power, they didn't think he had no power. They just tossed him to the side. Tossed this man to a forest where there's nothing but demons over there in the forest. And left that man to die. And with his stats, he looked like he didn't have no power. But boy, when he leveled up to level 2, he levels up to level 2, and next thing you know, when he leveled up to level 2, he gets OP powers. He get the infinite sign. That means ain't no magic he can't do. Ain't no magic he can't do. Next thing you know, he purifies this forest, which is full of demons. And it takes, just to do a purification spell, it takes like 20 mages to do it. He does this by himself, easily. Don't even have to rest for it. And he ends up being Reese. Reese is a demon, and how they get together, so they try to fight each other at first, but him and Reese fall in love with each other. And Reese is what I call wifey material. You put a ring on Reese. She said, "Oh, my darling, my husband." Because he beat her in combat, bested her in combat, she basically said, "Yeah, I will be your wife. And, you can call me I'll call you my husband, my darling." And she wifey material, ladies. Always got his back. Always understanding. Would die for him. Literally, I ain't gonna spoil that, but this woman right here would die for you, fellas. Put a ring on her quick. Great relationship between those two. Happy ending. Even though it's an Isekai, got its Isekai moments in there. They got the fantasy and Isekai moments in there. Action. This is a good mixture of action and romance. This one, Reese, you put a ring on her quickly. You find a woman like Reese, put a ring on her. Yeah, and he did. Shout out to the main character. From Chilling in Another World. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 6 has to be Chilling in Another World with cheap level 2 magic power, something like that. Let's keep moving. Moving right along. Moving right along.
我慢して
なくなってきた。
でしょ。
死ぬかと思った。
そんな大げさな。
本当に痛かったんだよ。
All right, ladies and gentlemen. At number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Only got 5 more to go. Once again, thank you guys, girl, for sticking with me for so long. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 5 has to be My Love Story with Yamada-kun 999. Wow. Now this one, ladies and gentlemen, y'all would like this. If you a gamer, you're a gamer like me, you would like this one. This girl, the main character is from the female perspective, of course. She's a gamer. She wasn't even in the game, but she fell in love with this guy through an online game, and this idiot, he needed his behind whoop for this. He dumps her for another girl in the online game. I mean, flat out dumped the girl. Idiot. But when he dumps the girl, next thing you know, she meets Yamada-kun. She goes to the con, and the dude sees Yamada over there, her over there. She said, "Yeah, this is my boyfriend." And Yamada-kun like, "No, I'm not." But next thing you know, to help her out, he's a good dude. He plays along with her and says that he is her boyfriend, and just to make her ex jealous. And when that happens, she ends up getting drunk, and he ends up taking care of her for the rest of the day. And they love story, branches off just like that through the video game. If you like games, video games, MMOs, this is right up your alley, ladies and gentlemen. They ain't that long. Ain't no slow burn. 12 episodes, gets to the point, and has a happy ending. There's some tension there, but them two hit it off. She wifey material. Only thing I didn't like about her is, she drank. That's just one gripe of mine. That's other than that. You put a ring on her, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not ladies. Not no ladies. Beat that name of Jesus. You put a ring on her, fellas. The main chick on this one. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 5 has to be My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. No, it ain't sports. Let's keep moving. Moving right along. Moving right along.
勝ったな親父に。
ああ。
ってことはさ、もういいんだよな。負けねえぞ。
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 4 has to be Tomo-chan is a girl. Wow. Now Tomo-chan is a girl. Let me see what about Tomo-chan is a girl. She basically, let me see. Yeah, Tomo-chan is a girl. Basically, she's a tomboy, and she look all, tomboys. They had their haircut show, and she kind of look manly, but she's a woman. But her best friend that she grew up with, he don't even realize that she's a woman until later on. Later on in the anime, and it's a trope, because they did make a movie about this girl. I girl or something where she looked like dressed up as a dude and everything. You know, it's crazy, but cute anime, 13 episodes, happy ending. I like her friends, her two homegirls. The main little emo chick, she hilarious. You got the adorable blonde haired chick with the cute little dumplings, the cheeks on her. She adorable. And then yeah, her friends. And the whole time she's trying to show him that you know, she's a girl. She's not one of your homeboys. She's actually a girl. And there's some martial arts things in there. And there's a tight little romantic anime, romantic comedy. And I liked it. It has a happy ending. It ain't left open for nothing else because it has a happy ending. Ain't no sad ending in this one. I highly recommend it. That's why it makes number 4 on this list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 4 has to be Toma-chan is a girl. Let's keep moving.
Hey there. You're not nervous, are you?
Of course I am. Very. Our classes are up there. Oh, sweet merciful god of class assignments. Please put me in the same class as Shikimori again this year. Hear my prayers. I beg of you, please.
Okay, easy. It's not that big of a deal.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 3, at the last 3. Once again, thank you guys, girls, for sticking with me for so long. Is Not Just a Cutie. Wow, I always mess up her name. I think it's Shikimori. I think that's her name. But type in Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie or Not Just a Cutie. It'll pop up. It's on Crunchyroll. You watch Toma-chan is a girl on Crunchyroll too. Now this one is hilarious because the main character, the guy on here, he has the worst luck ever. I mean, he could just be walking down the street and a vase will fall out the sky and hit him in his head. He always got bad luck. And next thing you know, he prayed to the Japanese shrine and prayed to the Japanese god that they would send him a hero. Next thing you know, he meets Shikimori. And Shikimori, everything that comes at him, she blocks it. Like there be pots coming at him, all types of shit. She dodges, saves his life, gets him out of the road. She like his knight inside the armor. Yeah, don't get me wrong, fellas. We are supposed to be the protectors. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I fully respect that. We supposed to protect the woman. But this is a slight twist on that where the woman always got to protect him. And he does try to protect her sometime every now and then. But it's just he got the worst luck ever and she always protecting him. Like anytime something happened, she either pulling him out of the road, knocking a paper out the way, knocking a pot from hitting him, saved his life from drowning. He just got that type of look. But she's right there to always have his back. She wifey material too. You put a ring on this because a woman that'll basically die for you, you put a ring on that one, fellas. And it's a cute little romance anime, about 12, 13 episodes. Watch it on Crunchyroll. I highly recommend it. I like this one so much I had to actually go and buy the DVD for it. It's a keeper. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number, what we got? What is this? Oh yeah, number 3 has to be Shikimori. I think I got her name right. It's Not Just a Cutie. Moving right along. Moving right along.
Big brother!
I just wanted to protect you.
Why's that? I am the hero after all.
My sister, reckless and silly. Because you are precious to me, Ruti. Sweet Ruti.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 2 has to be banished from the heroes party. So I decided to live by the countryside, some such. Just type in banished from the heroes party. Wow. This one, ladies and gentlemen, this is a fantasy / romance anime. This anime is about main 2 characters. I think her name is Reese. And then you got Red, and they love story. Basically, Red gets kicked out of the heroes party. The hero is his little sister with her adorable self. They kicked him out. She didn't kick him out, but the other dude that was jealous of him kicked him out just because he was jealous of him. He left and he wanted to always open up his own apothecary shop that sells herbs and all that stuff, try to heal people. And so he moved to the countryside, and lo and behold, Reese, I think that might not be Reese, I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name. I have it down there. She goes and finds out where he is. This woman, she bold, boy. She know what she wants. She go get her man. Find out where he is, and next thing you know, they live together and they run their own apothecary shop. And the whole time they getting to know each other. And why I like this one so much is they love story, ladies and gentlemen. And what's so good about her? was this dude was trying to say something bad about him, basically threatened him, and she was about to get ready to kill him. The dude that tried to come in there and talk that junk to Red. If Red hadn't have said nothing, she would have killed that dude. That right there, fellas, that's wifey material. Put a ring on that one. Put a ring on that one quickly. Any woman that will fight for you, seriously, that will fight for you, you put a ring on that one as quickly as you can. And their whole relationship has got a good mix of romance and a good mix of fantasy and isekai. Not really isekai. Romance and fantasy / action all in this anime. And it's good. Ain't no slow burn. They get together quick. 24 episodes. Watch it on Crunchyroll. I highly recommend it. I like this so much I had to go get me a physical copy of it. So Crunchyroll act crazy. I always have my physical copy. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 2 has to be Banished from the Heroes Party. Just type that in. It'll pop up on Crunchyroll. Moving right along. Moving right along.
五十嵐さん。俺。
間に合ってます。
ちょっとまだ何も。そんなにあのオタクがいいわけ？
だからさっきから言ってるでしょ。彼一人で間に合ってるんです。
納得できない。あんなロリコンオタクのどこがいいんだよ。
別にあなたに納得してもらう必要ないでしょ。噂でいい加減なこと言ったら許さない。
あのオタクに負けた。
Now, ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 favorite romantic anime of all time, remastered of all time is... Ain't nothing changed, ladies and gentlemen. Has to be Real Girl. Wow. / 3D Conundrum. Wow. Now, this one, ladies and gentlemen, gets this because the main character, he's a... what they call in Japan, an otaku. In the anime, and he likes to play his video games. Next thing you know, he gets late. He would never met this girl. It's amazing how God does things. He stayed up all night and was late to class one day. He was late, and then the chick he meets, she was late, and they had to end up cleaning the pool together. And while they end up cleaning the pool together, he ends up defending her honor and keeping her from this dude that's trying to holler at her. You know, she don't care nothing about life. She just playing these dudes like PlayStation 2s, and that because he defended her, that instantly made her fall in love with him, and they get together. First episode, them two get together. Ain't no slow burn at this one. They get together, kiss, and he basically trying to figure out how to date a non-gamer girl. But their relationship is real tight, and I gotta give her credit what credit can do. Like I was telling you about the other animes I was talking about. I love this type of woman. She shut that junk down. This dude on there, he tried to hit on her. When old buddy wasn't around, he tried to hit on her. He sounds like, why are you with this dude? Why don't you just go with me? She said, no, I won't go with you. You are an a-hole. I know what you did to my man. Shut that man down. That one, fellas, she didn't entertain me at all. You put a ring on that one, ladies. I keep saying ladies, beat that name of Jesus. You put a ring on that one, fellas. Put a ring on that one. Because a woman that, even though a dude tried to hit on her, she shut it down, don't give him no type of play. That's wifey. That's wifey material. Because old dude, he so tried to be slick with it, try to go behind the dude back and hit on her. And she shut it down. She said, no, I don't want you. I'm with Shishin. I think that's what she called it. That's a good woman. Great ending. 24 episodes. You're going to worry about some when you get there. It got the drama in there, but it has a happy ending. And for the most part, the friends around it, they have happy endings too. So it's a good overall feel-good anime. I first watched this on HIDive, but I don't know where you can watch it at now. If you can't find it nowhere on none of these streaming anime services, go buy it on eBay. I bought me a physical copy on eBay because I had to keep that one in my collection. This is my favorite romance anime of all time. That's why it makes number 1 on this list. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps up, ladies and gentlemen, for my top 20 favorite romance anime of all time, remastered 2025. This leave comments below, ladies and gentlemen, of your top 20 favorite romance anime of all time. I would love to know down below. Let me know. Maybe I ain't watched them yet. Rent a Girlfriend not up here. Maybe forewarn you, don't watch Rent a Girlfriend. The dude that wrote the manga, he crazy. He obsessed with anyway, just don't watch it. It's a big waste of time. Big waste of time. Anything he touched, don't watch it. He got some things coming out about the Sukuku family. I ain't watching that either because ain't no telling what he gonna do with that either. Stay away from Rent-A-Girlfriend. If you got any life, you want to have any good life in your life, stay away from Rent-A-Girlfriend. Trying to help you. But my bad, this is a happy top 20. Like I said, thank you guys and girls so much for watching. Stay tuned for more great videos like this on the way. Double Dragon 912 signing out. Peace out.